Hi everyone, myself Sangeetha, working as assistant professor in SNS College of Engineering IoT department. This session I'm going to discuss about application layer protocols in computer networks. The previous session we discussed about HTTP protocol. This session we're going to discuss about FTP protocol. So we know that file transfer takes place with the help of the file transfer protocol. So FTP is abbreviated like file transfer protocol. It is a standard protocol which is used for transferring file from one host to the another host in the network. So there are very different challenges faced during the transmission. So because two systems may follow different file names and conventions, and also the system may use different file structure or with different data representation may use. So these are all the challenges faced by this protocol. So these all challenges is solved by FTP protocol is a client server model. So in this, the client has three component. One is user interface and control client control process and data process. And the server side also it uses two components. One is server control process and server data process. These are all the two components we'll use. In this, the diagram shows that the communication takes place from local system to data transfer process. The client will have the three component user interface and data process and control process. First, the control connection will be established on both the client and server, the both side. After that, the data transfer will takes place. So the server will respond with the client request and send and receive the files from the remote machine. So likewise, the client and server communication takes place in FTP. So here it uses two connection I said row. One is control connection and this data connection. What is the use of control connection? Control connection is used to make establishment among the client server model. So it remains connected through during the entire interactive FTP session. And the data connection is opened and closed after every data transfer activity done. So whenever the client want to send a data, it open each time commands and involving transferring a file are used and it closes the file when it transferred. So it uses two well-known TCP port. One is port number 21 and port number 20. So port number 21 is for making control connection and port number 20 mean for data process, data transfer process. Okay, so for data connection. So what are all the connections used? Control connection and data connection. Likewise, it's used. So here, in that control connection, first it uses the ASCII character set used by the telnet and communication is achieved through commands and responses received on both client and receiver. And during this control connection, it commands are sent from the client to the server and responses are sent from the server to the client. Likewise, it takes place. So where commands which are sent from FTP client to the server has the form of ASCII responses. So every FTP command generate at least responses. A response have three-digit number. The three-digit number have code and other parameters. The first digit represent the status of the command, and second one represent the area in which the status is applied, and third one represent the additional information about the command. So these are all the various commands we'll use for file transfer, request response messages. About the previous command and CTUP is for change to the present directory and CWT change directory and the ELE is for delete the file and list it shows the list of files available in the file directory and POS was for passcode and port shows a port identifier then like a type and store and return to. So a lot of commands will use for client server mechanisms. So here the response will in the form of three-digit code. No. So if it is a 125, it shows it's a data connection is opened. If it is 150, the file status is okay for sending. And 200 is whether the command is okay or not, likewise. And 220 is service is ready. And 221 shows the service is closing. So likewise, various command the three-digit response will be received from the server to the client. So in this, so FTP data connection after the command control connection establishing the connection, the data connection takes place. The data connection first, the client only initiate that. And the passive open used in abnormal port. And after that, the client send a request to the server. The server receive the port number and issue an active open to the client. After that, the file transferring takes place on both the end. Then the file type may be different file formats can be used: ASCII, episodic, or image file. Data structure may be file structure or directory structure or base structure will use. By default, file structure is like there is no structure. The record structure, the files are divided into records, and that page structure, the page is divided, the whole document is divided into pages. So likewise, the data structure will be followed. And transmission mode, either the stream oriented transmission will take place, or block oriented transmission or compressed mode of file can be transferred from source to the destination. And the stream mode is a default mode in this FTP user TCP continuous stream of protocol. And block mode is delivered as a block of records from the source to the destination. Likewise, the block descriptor will be used. And the compressed mode, the file will be compressed into the manageable size and will transmit from the client to the server or server to the client. So that both will be performed on both the client and server. This example shows how the client and server will communicate in FTP protocol. So first initiate the connection and user request, and after that the corresponding response will be received from the server side. Then requesting for password and the response will be received, and likewise port will be initiated. So likewise after the control connection, the data transfer shows the blue color, light blue color shows the command, and the dark gray color shows the data transfer. Likewise, the data transmission show. So security, with the help of the password, we can use encrypt the plain text. Data transfer and connection also transfer the data in the plain text with some insecurity. So it can be achieved by secure socket layer between FTP with the help of SSL FTP. Okay, thank you so much.